What's up, everybody? It is your boy, Uncle Greg, and we are back at it with another Something Out of Nothing podcast, number 6 to be exact. And with this opening monologue, I want to address the fear of being wrong and how that can paralyze us from ever learning anything. Now, I know when we go into this world, we want to be correct when we speak. And in all honesty, I see why. Like no one wants to be an idiot or made fun of. But in all reality, if you can take that and turn it around and make it a learning objective or a lesson, then you won't be afraid to speak because you've gained a perspective of like, it's okay if I'm wrong. Especially in the world of podcasting and giving takes, Stephen A. Smith said it best. He's working about 5 days a week, giving about 100 takes a day. There's bound to be an opportunity for him to make a mistake. And that's just what it is. You can't be afraid to make a mistake because sooner or later, talking so much, covering so much, you're bound to make one. So you got to get over that fear. Now, that's not to say go out here and just proclaim a bunch of dumb shit that just there's no sourcing or no proof to. Definitely not saying that. But what I am saying is, don't be afraid to take that chance, man. It's all good. Because that armor that we think we're building up from being correct all the time, it's keeping the world out. And you won't realize that until you're isolated. You don't want to do that. Isolation is not fun. It's good to recover every now and again, but at the end of the day, in my opinion, I feel like we're humans. We need to communicate. It's how we expand our horizons. And you don't do that when you're afraid to be wrong. So let's hope we can shift the perspective in thinking that the red ink, being incorrect, is something that we should fear. To open our worlds up. Let's not look like an ass when we're proven wrong. Let's figure out how to learn how to take it with grace. But with that opening monologue, let's get in to this week's topics. Speaking of being proven wrong, LeBron James saying, hey, I hear you. I hear that $50 million take that you got. I, LeBron James, have averaged 25 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists, almost a triple-double in this series. And you said that if we were to lift the Lakers and get this W over the Rockets this series, that you'd be wrong. So what say you, Uncle Greg? I am wrong. My bad, LeBron James. He has shown a masterclass on how to be a legend, dude. Like, during the season, I didn't think he was worth that 50 mil. I proclaimed that if he were to lift the Lakers, that I was wrong. And that's okay. It's okay to be wrong, as the opening monologue suggested. But yeah, LeBron James and these Lakers have played above my heads. I did not think that they would be competing like this. The defense suffocated Houston in the first game, shooting 24% from the three-point line. LeBron James getting help from Marcus Smart, Luke Kennard averaging 20-plus points in the first 2 games. Houston Rockets also dealing with injuries. Kevin Durant, Fred VanVleet hasn't played all year. Steven Adams, so they're missing some key players to, this team, and you can kind of tell like the Rockets don't look like they're organized on offense and know how to get the ball moving. But they're definitely young and athletic. But I think that narrative is going to have to shift soon, and I think that's what their coach Ime Udoka was saying, that they need to stop acting like they're kids. But the Lakers, yes, they surprised me. I may have overestimated the Houston Rockets and underestimated these Lakers, especially LeBron James. So again, My bad, dude. Heading out to LeBron James. Worth the 50 mil, in my opinion. Up 3-0. They're probably going to close this out. Playing above my head. Now, my standard, which a lot of people will say it's low because, a lot of Laker fans, I am one, but I hear, a lot of talk that's just like unrealistic. They want him to win the championship in order to justify that 50 mil. And in my opinion, I think that's unrealistic. I at least give him a chance to prove his value in a real way, and that's competing in the playoffs, being a leader, leading the team in whatever it needs to be, and he is leading in each stat as far as averages. So, he's doing what it takes to get the W as a legend should, and again, my bad. But Lakers up 3-0. We'll see what happens. I'm pretty sure they're going to close this out and see who they take on next. I'm not too sure, but I don't know how far they'll go, being just completely honest. Don't think they would go that far. Oklahoma City, San Antonio. Ooh, San Antonio is actually dealing with an injury, so who knows? But I think we would be playing Oklahoma City next, who are dogs. Other than that, let's get to these other series. Detroit Pistons and the Magic. Magic getting an upset win in Detroit. That was pretty insane. Right now, the other game is going on, Game 3. So we'll definitely talk about that on the next pod. But Orlando surprising everyone. It is Cade Cunningham's first game back from a long time, so it's a possibility of getting used to having him back in the lineup. It was probably a reason. Who knows? I don't know. Either way, Pistons showed up in the game 2 and got the W, evened it out. Next up, the series Celtics versus Boston Celtics versus the Philadelphia 76ers. 76ers getting a surprise win in Boston. I honestly thought Boston would sweep this series, but Philly's showing some life. I'm interested to see what happens today. The East, I don't know. I think I liked Detroit heavy early, but I think it's wide open. And hopefully that doesn't mean the Celtics are going to be there to take it. I hope not. Another game, that series that's pretty interesting is the Knicks versus Atlanta Hawks. Atlanta just seems to have a thing for the Garden as they got a W again in Game 2 after losing Game 1. The reason why I say again is when Trae Young was able to shock the Garden a year or two ago. I can't remember how long it's been. But now it's CJ McCollum leading these Atlanta Hawks, getting the W. Surprising, in my opinion. I think he's a good player, but I didn't know he was this good, being able to get this band of brethren. They just got a lot of random players that, they put together, and this is it. This is like mercenaries. I don't know why I said brethren, but mercenaries, this is what, just a random group of mercenaries getting it done, and it's pretty interesting. See if they can upset these Knicks. These Knicks got to get it done, dude. Like I said, their players are getting played pretty hand over fist. So there's no really complaints, and they got to get this done. They've been around a while for these last few years. I know it's a first-year time for Mike Brown, but you can't be eliminated in the first round, dude. No, you can't. Next up, the Cavs and Raptors. Cavs look dominant with James Harden, two bigs, Evan Mobley, Jared Allen. Just solid squad all around. I think they're going to be able to give Toronto all the problems that they can handle. Cleveland leading 2-1, probably going to, in my opinion, close this out. For the West, the Thunder, too much to handle for the Suns, too hot to handle. Should have said that. Sounds better. Anyways, they're going to get this series. They're up 2-0. Spurs dealing with an injury to Wembanyama will make this series with the Blazers interesting, but at the end of the day, I think the Spurs are a well-rounded team, are going to get this dub and move on. But it will be interesting to see if Drew Holiday can get this Blazers team, and Avdija, I forgot how to say his name, but that dude's a hooper too. So I do like the Blazers as a young squad coming up. I kind of overlooked them when I was looking at the play-in, but no, I like them. They're definitely got something going on youth-wise. The Nuggets versus Wolves. Denver definitely got to do something. They're down 2-1 in the series against Minnesota. Edwards is just kind of willing and dealing for the Wolves over the Nuggets. I think he just likes the competition, the stage. You know what I'm saying? Okay, Jokic is the best player, or at least entitled the best player. Then let me step up my game. So you obviously see that Rudy Gobert doing some work, making it difficult for Jokic to get it going in the paint, getting second chances on the rebound. So. Yeah, so that's the rest of the league. You guys let me know what you think. If your team is doing well, if they're doing whack, Let me know down in the comments. I'm looking forward to these NBA playoffs. It's nothing but competitive play, and that's what I enjoy. I do not like blowouts. Blowouts are whack, so you won't hear me talk in depth too much about that because, I mean, what is there to talk about in a blowout? But yeah, that is the sports report this week. Let's get in. All right, chat. So we're going to do something new for the first time. We're going to watch some trailers live. And for this first trailer, we have the Clayface trailer, which is a DC villain. Clayface is an upcoming body horror thriller from DC Studios set to release in theaters on October 23rd, 2026. Directed by James Watkins from a screenplay by Mike Flanagan and Hossein Amini. The film stars Tom Harris as Matt Hagen, aka Clayface. Let's get into this clip. Looks freaking horrifying right now as it is. Look at that. You got his surgically repaired face. You got his eyeball just like poking out. Like, all right, let's get into it. Are you liking the sound? Oh, it makes sense. Oh. Yeah, this looks pretty dope. I don't know about you guys, but I'm liking it. Okay, DC Studios, October 23rd. No, I'm liking that. You guys let me know down below what you think about Clayface. Whether you've seen him in the DC animated studios, Batman animated series. That's the first place I remember seeing Clayface. But that movie looks pretty dope. I'm pretty excited for it. Or is it a series? I don't know. Either way, I'm gonna watch it. But let's get into this next trailer. This one, I believe, is the Coyote versus Acme. All right, so for this next trailer, this will be Coyote versus Acme, which is an upcoming live-action animated legal comedy where Wile E. Coyote sues the Acme Corporation for its defective products, releasing in theaters on August 28, 2026. After every product made by Acme Corporation has backfired on Wile E. Coyote in his pursuit of the Roadrunner, down-and-out human billboard attorney Kevin Avery represents Coyote in a lawsuit against Acme. A growing friendship between Coyote and Kevin motivates their determination to win the court case as it pits them against Buddy Crane, the intimidating boss of Kevin's former law firm, who now represents Acme, aka John Cena. So I'm pretty excited for this film to come out. It was put on the back burner by HBO Max and Warner Brothers as a tax write-off, making a lot of fans upset. People who were working on the movie voiced their opinion, let it be out, and the fans spoke up and loud for them. As I believe Catch-Up Entertainment is the company that decided to buy the rights to air it and make money off it. So let's get into the trailer. Okay, I really love the classic.
Have you been horribly injured by a product made by the Acme Corporation?
It's not your fault. There's probably someone to blame.
The name of the case is Coyote versus Acme.
Wile E. Coyote. He is reckless. We all know who's responsible, and all of his injuries are self-inflicted.
You've been settling Acme cases for years.
I could probably get you $250 for that.
This is your opportunity to really show people what you're capable of.
These companies think they can do whatever they want. We're sick of it.
Acme, hack you!
Nothing to see here.
We really have nothing.
We both know it would be very unpleasant if anything bigger were to become public.
So, what is up, Doc?
The Acme Corporation is releasing this film for account purposes only. We do not condone any of the storylines depicted.
Brought to you by E.T., that trailer. But yes, I'm excited. I love that goofy cartoon style. I love the Looney Tunes, something I grew up on. So you know I'm going to watch that and support them. Let's get into the next one. And here we have our first look at the Scooby-Doo Origins cast being shot by Netflix. Tanner Hagen from The Pit as Shaggy Rogers, McKenna Grace from Young Sheldon as Daphne Blake, Abby Ryder Fortson from The Pit as Velma Dinkley, and Maxwell Jenkins from The Bondsman as Fred Jones, who is not pictured and has been casted in an undisclosed role, is Paul Walter Hauser of Cobra Kai. Will he be voicing Scooby? Who knows? Scooby-Doo Origins is described by Netflix as a modern reimagining of the iconic mystery-solving group of teens and their very special dog. During their final summer at camp, old friends Shaggy and Daphne get embroiled in a haunting mystery surrounding a lonely, lost Great Dane puppy that may have been a witness to a supernatural murder. Together, the pragmatic and scientific townie Velma and strange but ever so handsome new kid, Freddy, they set out to solve the case that is pulling each of them into a creepy nightmare that threatens to expose all of their secrets. Now, I'll be straight up honest with you. I grew up watching Scooby-Doo. Most likely gonna tune in. Will I be a fan? We'll see. You know, I don't like to rave about everything, but I do like nostalgia, and this is right down my alley. I'm down for Scooby-Doo and this live action. What say you? Let me know down in the comments. And last but not least, Michael, the movie. Now, when it first came out, a lot of people were overreacting, in my opinion, to the early ratings from the critics, giving it, like 20%, 30% on Rotten Tomatoes. IGN even giving it a 3. But I had to ignore all that because a lot of the complaints were about not addressing allegations. From what I've read online from people who either knew the script or had watched the movie, the timestamp from this movie, there was no allegations in between them. So in my opinion, those reviews are invalid. Will they make a movie addressing the allegations? Possibly. I heard there was a 4-hour cut and maybe they're going to add some more stuff to it. But if you think that the Jackson family won't take advantage of controlling the narrative or throwing their ideas out there as far as what they think actually happened, you are mistaken. I believe they are going to make something. When? I don't know. But I do believe that they will try to put their spin on it, what they believe, as far as how the media just came and attacked Michael. And, you know, if he were to do those things, of course, he was be discussing, but in the court of law, he was proven innocent. And a lot of people like to ignore that. What can we do? You know, I grew up with Michael Jackson as an artist, a musician, and loved everything he's done. I can't wait to see this movie. Don't take critics too harsh. You can if you want, but in my opinion, I like to experience things myself. And if I end up agreeing with them, I end up agreeing with them. But if I don't, I'm glad I did not let that review stop me from experiencing the movie. So you guys let me know what you think of the Michael movie down below. Obviously, we already know it's going to be about his life, how he came up, and I'm excited to see it. So again, you guys let me know what you think down below. I'm down to chop it up in the comments. It's all thoughts. Try to keep it positive. Try to keep it, good-hearted. I know there's a lot of people who feel strongly against Michael Jackson, but I mean, in my opinion, displaced. We're going to talk about that. All right, well, that will be it for this podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed. We just had some NBA and some Royal Report. I'll see you guys on the next one.